Hey, first and foremost, I want to give all the honors, the praises, and the glory belongs to my Lord and Savior. His name is Yahweh. Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wahavaka Kwadash. The name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh. His son's name is Yahweh Shai, in who I reverence. And honors to the apostles that are in the Holy Spirit, and to the very few brothers and sisters listening and also learning in the hopes of being saved within these last days, because we are living in the last days of the last days. You know what? I did want to kind of start on a positive note, but this particular lesson has to be done. Why? Because there's so much things going on. A lot of skullduggery, a lot of witchcraft, a lot of people that have no integrity, a lot of people that will use their own offspring, right, as a way of gaining money, right? Not just offspring, they do all types of madness. You have CIA, all that stuff is going down. Now I want to get straight into it. You know, when we serve the Lord, right, we're preparing our soul for temptation. And part of the temptation, which a lot of men don't really speak about, is the bitter part of this truth. The bitter part of this truth is persecution. You're going to be hated. Not everybody's going to take to what you're saying. That's the bitter part of the truth. Now, the beautiful part of the truth, you learn you're an Israelite, and there's salvation. But there's going to be individuals, right, that are not going to like what you're saying, and they're going to have the spirit of Satan upon them, right? And they're going to put on a bit of theater, right? And we know it all starts with the elites first, because the elites are the ones that call the shots, right? So whatever's going on, you always need to look at the top of the pyramid first. Is Satan, the elites. Then you have the priest, right? And the priestesses. Then you have the military. Then you have your government. Then you have your masons. So that's how you got to see this thing. But you're going to suffer persecution. It's part of this truth. It is part of the truth, right? And it may seem in the flesh like, oh man, we're losing. That's because you're looking at things in the flesh. No, we're not. We are winning. That's why these people are acting desperate. They're impulsive. They're acting desperate. They're trying hard to get your attention. And this lesson, it's not going to be a long lesson. Sabotage. They seek to sabotage you. Sabotage is what? A military, government, CIA, NSA type of technique, right? So the sabotage is to break you down, stop what you're doing, neutralize the target, and basically make it look that you done it yourself. So if anything goes wrong, right? If anything goes wrong, mental breakdown, whatever goes wrong, it's designed to make it look like you done it all yourself. See, you're the problem. That's what a part of a sabotage is. And we know because the CIA do it all the time. So we're going to go into this. We've got particular scriptures. I want to start off with Psalm 64. Go to Psalm 64. It's amazing. What people would do is, it's amazing. Go to Psalm 62 first. And 1. Truly my soul waiteth upon Yahweh by Shem. It says the Most High. We call him Yahweh. From him cometh my salvation. Always keep that in mind. He only is my rock and my salvation. And even when I do these lessons, sometimes I have to calm down. I have to slow it down. They're looking, remember, sabotage. They're looking for anything. Say if you're in your household, right? And you're editing videos or you're uploading or you're doing something. Anybody that has your intel or information, they'll be able to show that to someone else and say, see, look, this is what he does. He ain't do it. That's called sabotage. That's called sabotage. Right? So it's government agencies. We're going to go into it. It's government agencies, okay, that are doing these things. Okay? He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be greatly moved. This is important. If you're in your Habasha, you're not going to be moved. And they know they can't defeat you on a spiritual level. That's why they have to they know it. Sabotage is, that's the last result. They done it with the mafia, right? They done it with the mafia. It was called a RICO lawsuits. If you can't take down a particular individual, they come in with a RICO lawsuit. So again, they see they can't, spiritually they can't deal with you, so they have to find sabotage. They're desperate, right? They're desperate. And we know at the end of the day, there's a lot of, they hire contractors as well. Yeah, there's money put on your heads, right? Some brothers, you have money put on your heads. You're their payout. So you may say, well, why are a lot of people doing this? Why are they following you? Bro, because there's money involved. Follow the money. Follow the money. There's funding. These people come into your community. CIA, just like they do with countries, they lie. They have to make up a story. They do this through data, basically. Data as well. And data analytics. And they push out a story. And they come with folders and so forth. And they will have people believing these stories, right? And therefore, if they can get the people to believe these stories, then that's when it starts. And they get funding. Where's their funding? From the government. So that also shows you, yes, government are involved as well. Because the funding has to come from somewhere, and it's taxpayers' money to sabotage, to create false scenarios, to create false actors. So there's also false actors, stage actors, right? Stage actors, they get paid to act, they get paid to lie, they get paid to sabotage. They go within your stores, they have the funding. Say, listen to this. Say you go into a store, you're used to seeing certain faces. All of a sudden, them faces completely change. Completely change. I'm talking about new people, new staff. They were set up there. They were sent there. Right? They were sent there. They were paid in. This is how deep the rabbit hole goes. Right? Camera system set up now. Everything completely changed. Right? It's a form of sabotage. They can change your communities. All they need is a few individuals with a few briefcases with a lot of money. Powerful individuals. And they can change that. Right? So let me just slow this down. It's because I've got a lot to speak about. Verse 3. How long will you imagine mischief against a man? How long are you going to want to continue to imagine mischief? Because you're only going to lose. Don't you understand? Your arms are too short to box with God. Right? And yes, every video you do, every time you go out, just know they're watching and they're seeking for a reason to sabotage. They will get your neighbors involved. Oh yes, your neighbors are involved. Your community are involved. It could be someone in your, it could be, no, I don't believe it is. It could be someone in your community that put you on a list. I don't believe so. I believe this is from the elites. I believe this is from the elites because an everyday individual, your everyday normal individual doesn't have that much pulling power to control your helicopters, to control your planes, to control traffic, to control your stores, to control your banks. The only person that I would have the amount of pulling power to do that would have to be someone that's an elitist. The only person that would have power to move people in, buy people out, move people in would have to be your elites. That's the conclusion I've came to. Right? That's the conclusion I've came to. Okay? So it says, how long will you imagine mischief against a man? They're imagining mischief. You shall be slain, all of you. As a bowing wall shall you be, as a tottering fence. So they're gonna fall. They only consult to cast him down. So this is high level warfare. High level warfare. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. Who? The hopeful elect that have this truth. You have people that are trying to cast you down. They see your potential. They see your potential. They see you have certain good traits, right? Not to blow your own. You have good traits. You have godly traits. You have integrity. You do have a moral compass, even though you may have fell off in the past, done things that were not right. But they see that. That's what they're attacking. To cast him down from his excellency. So if you would have to cast someone down from their excellency, that means they have a form of excellence about them. Right? So people, there's a lot of envious, wicked ass spirits. It could be anyone. Someone could think, oh, you have it too easy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, I don't at all. Right? They delight in lies. So these people, they're also delighting in lies. Right? They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. So check this out. They're delighting in lies, man. They're lying. They're going through stores. Say if you go to a chicken store, someone quickly goes in there, hey, please give him a hard time. Try to give him a hard time. Slow down the service. Bro. Because this word is that powerful. They're pieces of shit, basically. Right? It's like they know you've won already. It's like they know you've won. Okay. He only is my rock, my salvation. I'm moving too fast. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. So these same people as well that you're walking past, a lot of these people will smile in your face. Some of them won't. Some of them will. Some of them will look down when you look at them. These are the same people that are walking past you, that are doing these things, blessed with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. Right? So these are not righteous people. But my soul waiteth upon Yahweh. My expectation is from him. Right? He only is my rock and my salvation. He is my defense. I shall not be moved. So these are powerful precepts. In Yahweh is my salvation, my glory, the rock of my strength. My refuge is in the Most High. Yesterday, them cars were speeding down the roads. Bro. The road says, there's a sign that says children walking past. You got people speeding down the road, 50 miles per hour. It's supposed to be a 20 miles per hour road, but they've heightened it. Well, what are these people doing? They're part of lodges, they're cult members, they're Masons. Right? And the reason why they speed as well, because if you see them, they don't want to get indicted. So these are the workers of iniquity. They're doing Satan's bidding. Right? These are FBI tactics. I hate to say it, yeah, there's a lot of contracting involved as well. I believe there's money involved, because we know a part of this. I don't want to talk about the program too much because there's more positive things to talk about. But remember, they get a pop. They get rewarded. See, this is how evil these people are. When someone ends up sick, right? They're sick or they commit suicide or whatever, these people get a pop. What do I mean? They get paid. They get paid because this money has been funded through government organizations, some private companies. Who's watching you in your house? Contracting companies which have the technology. Easy, simple to understand. Right? And I'm not taking shots at I'm not taking shots at contractors. It's the corrupt ones, because in every bunch you always have a bad bunch. Just like with police, you have bad bunch of police. So you have a bunch of bullies in badges going around that are insecure, that see you're living your life. Really, I don't cause no trouble. I wouldn't say I cause any trouble, right? And they see you, right? You're living your life, and they see you, living your life and so forth, having a good time, and they want to trouble. That's what they do. Basically, it's corrupt law enforcement officers. And if anyone finds out now, if you bring this to people's attention, if they get found out, they need to flee. They need to get out of there, right? You better hurry up and get out, because this thing's gonna get blown, right? People are waking up. People are seeing what's going on. But that's the reason why it's covert. The reason why it's covert, because if they get found out, they will have to serve prison time. But these people, they think they're above the law. They think they're above the law, right? That's why it needs to be covert, so others don't see it. And when you do mention it to others, they say, I don't see it. That's why you have to present your case, because this, to the average person, it won't sell in a court of law. To the average person, this will not sell in a court of law. You need to gather your evidence and proof. Me, I'm a spiritual man, so I kind of let Yahweh deal with it. And he has been dealing with it. Because every time these people try something, they get caught out. Everything they try, they get caught out there. But you still want to be wise. And yeah, can you present certain? Yes, you can. Keep notes, write down certain things. Keep a note of what cars pull up, what cars pull out. And yeah, a lot of these people are Masons, cults. It's a racketeering scheme. This is called organized crime, right? Organized crime. And for some reason, they're targeting you and me, right? Little old you and me. Little old so-called. They target, hold on. They're targeting the same people that they claim to be useless. So these people, they're not too bright as well. But let me say that again. They're targeting certain people that are so-called useless. So if someone's useless, guess what? They'll be left to their own devices, right? And they would self-implode if they're useless. So these people are not too smart. This is called sabotaging, which we're going to get to. Let's let these scriptures come out now. Here we go. Let's start. Right? You have to use wisdom. And when you're presenting this before someone, be patient. Make sure you write down things. I'm not really one of doing videos and videoing people. If you need to, do it, but don't do it in a way where you're impulsive. Make sure you gather your evidence, so when it's presented, you can say, well, this day, that day, look what they're doing here, look what they're doing there, and it's all presented, and it's neat, and everything's written down times everything, all right? So it can sell in the court of law, because most of this is designed for it not to sell. The judge will throw that out, right? So that's how you want to present this, right? Because they don't like being on film. Most of them don't like being filmed, right? Because when you film them, you're exposing them. That's why they have to rush. That's why they have to jump in their cars. That's why they have to run. That's why they have to walk past and talk shit. But ultimately, me, I'm a spiritual man, and I would rather let the Heavenly Father deal with it, because what he can do is worse than what a judge can do. But yeah, a judge may give him some time, but the Heavenly Father, what he can do is much more worse. Right? It's called sabotage. Scripture said these things would happen. Do not find it strange. Right? You were targeted. Some of us were targeted from birth. Right? You just got a bunch of bullies in badges, right? Throwing their weight around. Right? Luke 21. Right? And 12. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you. The Messiah told us these things would happen. So we're approaching that time. Right? And persecute you. So what's sabotage? Sabotage is persecution, man. It's persecution. Right? Delivering you up to synagogues and into prisons. Synagogues and prisons. Synagogues are what? Buildings and prisons. What? The magistrates. Right? Because these are basically, these people, they work with the police. Oh, you get it? Some of them are retired. A lot of these people that are doing what they're doing, some of them are retired officers as well. That have connections. Right? And I know a little bit about, corrupt police. There's corruption in it. It's corruption. How else do you want me to put it? Right? Scumbags, lower than low. The police, really, you say you serve and protect your community. They're not doing that. They're perpetrating crimes on community. They're creating your so-called terrorists, which we know, anyone with wisdom, they know they don't serve the community. They oppress the community. It's like during slavery. You had your paddy rollers, you had them on the horses, making sure the slaves didn't get out of check. That's who your modern day police represent. Your paddy rollers, your slave your taskmasters, to make sure you don't get out of line. Right? And really, who are they really serving? They're really serving the interest of the elites, if you really want to go deep. That's who they're serving. That's where they wear black and white. That checkered, they're part of the Masonic Lodge. And they deal with things on the ground level. So, even with your targeting, right? When people are walking past, the police are behind that to them. You go there, stay there. They're behind it as well. So it's so bad, you can't even trust the police. Right? I don't really get no trouble like that by the police. But I do know they're in on it as well with the stalking, with the sirens. It's them. They've been told to do that. It's corruption. But who controls them? Right? Who controls them? The elites. And who do they get their orders by? Military. The military and the police. It's the same private contracting. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. They all merge into one, and it goes under different security private company names. Hope I'm not talking too much. Let's let the scriptures come out. right? And they have to act when you come around. They have to put on an act, right? Because they're fucking fake, right? But don't worry, they're gonna get judged by the Heavenly Father, right? And again, a lot of these people, yes, they're like middle class. Some of them, not all, some of them come from middle class like backgrounds and white, so-called white, higher class backgrounds. So they have connections, but the Heavenly Father has the highest connection. So you're already fighting a losing battle. And they pay people off. They pay people off to do wickedness, to perpetrate crime. So hold on, you mean to tell me, hold on, you have police that are supposed to be protecting the community, and law government agencies that are supposed to be protecting people that are paying people to commit crimes. Oh my gosh. Now do you see why this place is wicked? So the same people that are supposed to be protecting you and your community, they're paying people to commit crimes. Wow. Wow. This whole thing's going, the lid's going to get blown off this, man. Let's go to Luke 21. Right? Luke 21. And I was on verse 12. Being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. And some of us are going to be brought before prison. Yeah. What do you think they're doing? What do you think they're taking pictures? Getting people to take pictures, follow you, because they need to find you, catch you doing something wrong, because they don't have no dirt on you. Right? So they need to catch you doing something. They need to send people around you to try to provoke you. So now, if you are provoked, if you do something, guess what? You got a couple vans, couple unmarked vehicles outside, ready to arrest you. Yeah, unmarked police cars, right? Okay. Yeah, you got people working with the police, right? In my days, that was a no-no. You don't cooperate with the police. It's their job to solve hard crime. That's their job. You don't cooperate with them. You got these fucking idiots want to be security, but they have no experience in security whatsoever. None. High-level security, that takes years of training. You're just putting these people out there that have no clue, that are fucking brainwashed. Have them walking around with a dog. They have no clue. All up on drugs. They have no clear judgment. So that's called corruption. So this is how they have people turning against each other. Right? On a high level, they have people turning against each other. It's the New World Order. And it's part of your social conditioning. If we can get people to not trust each other within the community, well, they're doing a pretty good job. Right? If they can get people in the community not to trust each other, turning against each other, that's a CIA operation. MI5 operation. Verse 13, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. It's going to be for us a witness. Do not worry about what to say. Settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what you shall answer. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. Oh, the Lord's going to give us these words, what to say, what to do. Do not panic. And it's all being set up before your eyes. I seen one woman, she used to pull up at morning, drop her school children off. I see one, I think it's a black, is it a black Volkswagen? I think it's a black Volkswagen. Because I'm good, see, with memory and all that. I don't know if she still pulls up. I see her outside of Croydon going to this government agency. So these people, they've been doing wickedness. And when you see them, they have to hide, like the cockroaches they are. So there's been certain things that have been set up, right? And when some of you are brought before court, not all of us, some of you are brought before court, you're going to see these same people. It's all being set up. They're gathering all type of intel. They're making up, they're getting paid to do that, to lie. Because they are of their father, the devil, and the devil was a liar from the beginning, right? It's big money. It's money being funneled. It's racketeering. There's money. They're not doing it for free. Some are doing it for free, right? Some are doing it for free. These are the individuals that actually believe they're doing the right thing. Then you have those that are taking money, gift cards, because they have no integrity and their bills are getting paid. They get even houses. People are getting housed as well for free. For free. Free housing. As long as you become a government lackey, right? I'm sorry, officer. I ain't got no info to offer you. Fuck out of here. And it says, For I will give you a mouth and wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist. So we trust in Yahweh Shai, and we got to see how this thing plays out. Yeah, government contracts, man. Yeah, money. Some of us, not all, money was put on your head, man. That's called a flipping contract. Similar to like a bounty. That's why people are following you. Right? You are their payout. They've got some of your family involved as well. Right? Oh, the Lord is going to judge them, man. The Lord is going to judge them. Bad. I'm telling you. He is judging them. And you shall be both betrayed. And you know what they do it to people? They do it to people that are very empathetic, people that care. That's the ones they target to. That's the ones they target. You know, people that want to do the right thing. That's the people they target. So these are evil people. Evil. Oh, man. The scripture said these things would happen. Let's see if we can get more scriptures concerning it. Yeah, it's sabotage. Go to Psalm 64. All right? And please try not to get too mad at people as well, because say if someone knocks on your door, right, with a badge, right, and says, this individual, he's under investigation for this and that, and we're watching him. Would you please help us? Would you help us out? We're willing to give you some money, you know, a new car, and do this. And well, most people would be willing to do that because of the badge. They're scared of the badge. Me, you know, you can order badges online, fake badges, right? So this is what's going on. Some of these people, some are not even law enforcement agencies. Most of them are, some of them are not, right? But who are they going to believe? Say if someone knocks on your door, right, with a badge, who are they going to believe? Are they going to believe you? You're going to believe the individual that has a badge? Because people, they get frightened when they see a badge, right? So that's what's going on. Okay, go to Psalm 64. You have to know what's going on. I'm making people aware, even my neighbors. So now if any of my neighbors watch this, which yeah, they are because they've been given data. They watch all my videos. They watch all my videos when I go indoors. As soon as I go indoors, they synchronize with me. They go into their house, right? Because they're fucking demons. They've been told to do that, and some of them gotten paid. I think I had one of the next door neighbors. I saw a government agency say, would you please, you know, would you stay in there? Would you watch him? We give you about, I don't know, £700, 700. So people are taking money to watch you. And the people that are not coming out of their houses and staying in their houses, well, that's a giveaway because they've been paid to watch you. So when you're not in your house, that upsets them as well because, well, if you're not in your house, how can they watch you? So there's different, bro, it's sabotage, it's sabotage, it's sabotage. I heard one fucking idiot say, all he does is sit down. All he does is sit down. Well, how would you know that? How would you know? How would you know what I do? Unless you have intel, unless you have cameras in my house watching you. How would you know? So people, they're not too bright. They tell on themselves. It's called sabotage. Now, the whole thing is, please don't sabotage yourself because it only works now if you sabotage yourself. Now, if you're lazy, you're on your ass, you ain't doing anything. Now, that could be used against you. So they're going to try use you, basically use you against yourself. Very complex, right? The reason why they have people around you as well. So every time you see these people, it's like, oh, they're watching everything I'm doing. That's another form of sabotage. Don't sabotage yourself. You see them, but ignore them, right? See them, but ignore them. They want to do the noise campaigns. That's more sabotage. They do it in the mornings as well, right? Mornings, right? That's called sabotage, to try to get into your head. But when you ignore it, they get pissed off. Because the only way it can start, because you acknowledged it, right? You don't acknowledge it, then they can't get to you. And it doesn't matter what they tell other people. If other people want to believe it, that's on them. But it's bad what they're doing because they're playing with people's lives, man. They're playing with people's lives. But the Lord's going to deal with them. And the person that's doing this directly, you have to confront that in the spirit. You have to confront that individual in the spirit. Okay? Because that's the only way you can deal with this. All right? Go to Psalm 64. And 1, hear my voice or power in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. We're going to shut up soon because I want to go into another lesson. So we want our life to be preserved from the life of the fear of the enemy. Oh yeah, and another thing as well, they have the sensors as well. They have the light sensors, incapacitors, right? It's a light incapacitor, sensors. So they're able to sense you when you walk through a particular domain because they have the light sensors on. And they're harmful. Yes, they are harmful to your body. That's why they're called LED incapacitator, to incapacitate you from the inside out. So if you were to die, if something was to happen, they say, well, how? What happened? What happened here? All right, and we don't know what happened. No, they did know because they're the ones that set up the lighting systems. So basically, they had funding to do that as well. Basically, you're seen as a so-called terrorist when anybody with common sense, they know you're not that. You're just teaching the Bible. So there's people that are going to these people, your neighbors, your stores, anywhere you go, and they're telling them certain things, right? They're telling them lies. These are pieces of shit. These are the lowest of low. And these are people that are part of your government, right? These are people that are supposed to be fighting crime. But what happens if crime dies down? What happens if crime, there's a lowage of crime? That means these people, that they don't get funding. So in order to get that funding, they would need crime. They would need to create crime. That's what they do. They need to create a scapegoat. This is what government agencies try to do. Create a scapegoat. Someone to blame. Because that's the only how they get the funding. You can't get funding if there's no threat, can you? So they need to create a threat. So that's how they would be able to put up certain things like lighting systems, sensor systems. If they can convince your council that there's a type of threat or individual within your local area that's a threat. That's how they can do that. You see how it works? All right? You see how it works? All right? All they needed to do was just leave me alone. But now this thing's going to get exposed more and more and more. And your neighbors and people are going to start saying, oh shit, oh no, we got involved with the wrong thing. People are going to start seeing what's going on. I understand your contractor, you're just doing your job. You're just doing your job. But there's certain things you do and there's certain things you don't do. Right? And sabotage is one of those things you don't do. Right? Because your life's shitty. And it all ties into narcissism. Like I said, a bunch of bullies with badges. Right? If you got a case, right, you've been watching someone for 10, 15 years or even more, well, bro, where's your evidence? Gather your evidence. Take this thing to court. If not, shut the fuck up and go away, right? And go somewhere else because you're wasting your time. Go to Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So we want to be hidden. Well, I do think to myself, well, obviously, I may have not been praying this enough from my early stages because if I was, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. But everything is of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Even with this going on, it is of the Heavenly Father. I heard an individual say, no, this is not spiritual. This is not of God. No, it is of the Heavenly Father because He controls evil and He controls good. So even if you're put on some type of federal watch list or whatever, that's still of the Heavenly Father. He set that up because nothing happens unless the Heavenly Father sanctions it. Okay? So don't look at it as, oh, no, it's all, they want you to think it's physical because then that gives them the power. That gives them the power. Right? And I've seen certain things I'm going to speak upon as well. My family members, like sometimes I like to sleep outside sometimes because it's better fresh air. You had an incident a few months ago and I saw it all, but sometimes you have to play dumb. The government agencies, they were telling my father and I think my father to get me indoors. So why would the government agencies be telling my father to get me indoors? Unless there was a plan, right? Unless there was some type of sinister plan. Government agencies are doing this. Get him indoors, get him indoors. Bro, you know, some of your government, you know they end up killing people. You know that, right? So that's what they were doing. And I was acting like I was asleep. I was indoors. Then when my father went and left the household, guess who was outside it when my father left? A government agency, a car sped off. They sped off. So they're watching you. That's called intel. secret intelligence services, right? But again, dumbasses. And I don't know, this is about, what, 6 months ago now, a year ago. And until then, they still been panicking, right? I went to War Museum, right? I went to the War Museum. They even tried to slow me down there. Or slow him down. They got the security to what? Search my bags. Oh, please search his bags. Bro, I showed him what was in my bag. Right? It was just a Bible and the 12 tribes sign. Right? They tried to slow me down there. They had the children go in there as well. Well, you know, it's high school children. And you know what? And when I came back, what did you have? You had a bit of theatre. I came right back to the wilderness. Then you had a man screaming. He ain't a man, he's a fucking boy. That was all planned. These are government agencies, man. It's the FBI that are on my ass. Really, it's Satan, because everything is spiritual. But for some reason, they got it in for me. For some reason. Why? Because you may be a whistleblower, you may be exposing certain things that are within the government. Just like Julian Assange. Why did they lock up Julian Assange? Because he was exposing things that were going on. WikiLeaks and all that. That's why he was a so-called political prisoner. And that's what they don't like, people speaking out. They don't like people that can see beyond their lies. Right? You know, when you're watching the news, guess who controls the news? Yeah, we know it's the elites, but guess who controls the manipulation element of it? Your CIA, your MI5. The news, you know they work with Metropolitan, right? You know that, right? Your news, they work with Metropolitan. Right? That's why it's called Metropolitan. The Metropolitan, they work with your news their agencies, right? You know Sky, if you have a Sky dish, you know it's linked, they can hear what you're saying. They're linked in. They're juiced in, right? They're the ones that, you know when you watch the news and they're manipulating the camera, who do you think's doing that? The CIA. But when you can see beyond that, they get angry. They get angry. Right? They want you to be a robot. So let's continue, Baba Kushah. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. And you know what? All you need to just call it, you know what, this individual. And there's people within the Met Office that say, you know what? Why is this? Anyone with wisdom would say in the Met Offices, because I do believe, is there good police officers? A lot of you are going to get mad at me. Yeah, there is. Very far few and in between. All it would need to take, because when you're on some type of watch list, the officer will look at it, look at the background, look at everything and say, hold on a minute. No. Why is this guy being put on a watch list? He's clearly not doing anything wrong. Take him off it. That's all it takes. If for the officer or that person to say, get him back off it, leave him alone. But these individuals, they consist on being what? Imbeciles. Because these people, these are psychopaths. These are people that worship spirits, basically. There's a spirit that are leading these people to do these things. Right? And they tried to sabotage my father last year. Remember, it's manipulation. My father he ain't really a party man. He has like a party every year. And I'll never forget him going to my neighbours, right? And saying to them, oh, they had me up all night. You know, I couldn't get to sleep. Bro. So one little party, it wasn't even too long, it was about 2 or 3 o'clock. I'm just putting this out there for edification to see what these people do. So what, one party during the summer, but you have cars, right, that you're controlling, that you have cars that go past, that make all this noise, blast their cars, but you don't complain about that. But you're complaining about my father playing some music, having a little party once a year, right? And a lot of these people as well, they're part of white, like, you know, Ku Klux Klan, these white organization members, very racist individuals. But they look at you like they're racist. And we know the Met Offices is known for their racism. That has not changed. We know the fire brigade systems are known for their racism as well. And the ambulances, right? The Nazis were never really taken out of power because you got Nazis in the police services. This whole thing about the Nazis, they were locked up. No, they weren't. They're in your flipping government, idiot. Right? What do you think the communist agenda is about? They're in your governments. And they're targeting you. So if you want to look at this as well, you have to look at this thing from a spiritual aspect. Someone got upset. Yeah, you were teaching the word. You were flourishing, as we still are flourishing by the spirit of Yahushua. Someone got upset. Probably a bald head redneck, like neo-Nazi or whatever, got upset and, you know, made a few phone calls. Now you're on a list, right? And that's why you have to be wise. That's why you have to be wise, isn't it? And move in silence, because you have individuals out here, but they have spirits upon them, right? They have spirits upon them. Anyway, let's continue. We're going to shut off soon. That they may shoot. Hold on. So hide me from the insurrection of the works of an insurrection. You know what insurrection means? In from within, surrection. So this is how government agencies work. And you've seen it with the Black Panthers. You've seen it with Fidel Castro and so forth. They get within. They need someone to get within the organization first, then bring it down from inside. That's how all powerful organizations get taken down, from the inside. Always. Mafia, right, gets taken down from inside. Even Billy the Kids and these so-called gangsters, there was federal lawsuits upon them because they were so hard to take down. Right? So that comes from inside. Right? So that's why I always say in this truth as well. Yeah, I've told you years and years ago that you have spies, you have men that are not right. Right? That have crept up in this truth and are given intel to have you caught up in some madness. So hide me from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity who whet their tongue like a sword. So these are the workers of iniquity. They whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Right? Bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. So they use bitter words. What's them bitter words? Legislation. Yeah, there is particular people. This is the thing about your government agencies, military. Yeah, they know people that are somewhat above the law. They're able to get up in there and twist the law. Powerful. Yeah, these are powerful, somewhat powerful people. Because they have a badge. They know particular people. They can twist certain things. There's people like that in this society. Right? You may have a, family, a brother in, the military that knows a few things. He knows a few judges here. He knows a few lawyers. Right? And so forth. They can twist certain things. You have a good lawyer. And if you're going to hire a lawyer, the best lawyers to get is what them Jewish lawyers. Right? Like David Kenner. David Kenner was a lawyer, right? And the reason why he was such a good lawyer for them, because he was Jewish. Get yourself a Jewish lawyer. But it's going to cost you some money. And it says, Babakasha, check this out. But they may shoot in secret at the perfect, and suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. So they're shooting at us in secret. Right? That's sabotage. In secret. Remember, this is low-key. Nobody else is supposed to know except from the individual that's being targeted. Now, everybody else does know. There's a lot of people that do know, but they've been misinformed. Some of them have been misinformed. Some of them do know, but they don't want to speak against anything. They've been told to keep their mouth closed lest they be targeted. That's what's going on. All right? That's what's going on. All right? But the Lord's going to deal with it anyway. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they shoot at him and fear not. All right? And fear not. Here it is. I get back home. I do my videos. I get back home. And all of a sudden, all the cars pull up. All the cars pull up. The same colour as well. Black, red, blue. All the cars pull up. The street theatre starts. They get their children to... Bro, you're condemning yourself. Don't you understand? You're not coming up against me. You're coming up against the Heavenly Father. You're condemning your own self. Right? And you see through it. So sometimes it becomes comical. You have to laugh at it. Even though it is a serious matter. Right? Even, do you think every car that drives past your premises, do you think every car's in... Look at them. A lot of these people see... What's going on? I've seen it. When cars... with the whole car thing as well, when the cars drive past, that's government agencies, some of them that speed past, and certain contractors and building companies. It's not everybody. It's not, but it's made to seem like it's everybody. It's called psychological warfare. So you think it's everybody that's coming up against you. It's not everybody. Even though it's a lot of people, it's not everyone. Right? You got to understand warfare tactics. Do some studies on covert operations and the red herring tactics, right? It's all to get their attention away from themselves because they're the criminals. It's called red herring tactics. And it says they encourage themselves in an evil matter, so they get together. Yeah, they're having meetings as well. They gather up in these apartments, right? And tell this person, do this, say that. Oh yeah, they go into stores as well. Before you enter a store, they will have someone say something that you done during that day to kind of, get you scared. But the level of maturity, you see it, don't react to it. Because if you react to it, then they keep using that same tactic. Yeah, you're so powerful. You are so powerful. Well, your Habashai is so powerful that, bro, you have high-level military tactics that are being used against you. Because you're that powerful. So you're definitely, let me tell you something. You're not useless. You're not useless. Because then you wouldn't need to use high-level military tactics. Right? And when they amp up them tactics, that means is what they're doing is not working when they amp up them tactics. Right? And it's not just that you're dealing with, you're also dealing with witches and warlocks as well. So you're dealing with that, and you're dealing with magic, witches and warlocks. You have to be a powerful individual. Oh yeah, they've studied your DNA as well. They've done all that DNA testing. They have their trucks as well that go past, their Stingray trucks. I've done a video on that. I'm going to post that later, Lord willing. The Stingray. Bro, you're being studied on a high level. How you react to things. Yeah, you're being studied. How you react to things, how you deal, what you do. Do you go into hiding? Do you confront the enemy? All that's being studied. They see your potential. You have the potential to, bro, you're a natural born leader. You're a natural born leader. But what, do you think they're going to, oh yeah, the government agencies, oh yeah, you're a natural born leader. Yeah, no. You're a natural born leader, bro. You have leadership skills. You have the ability to speak and people listen. You have influence. They can't have that within this kingdom. They need to shut that down. They're like, no, but we can't have that. We need to stop this guy. He's too powerful. He's too powerful. So that's what's happening. And that the sabotage, part of that is they have to make you feel that you're less than what you are. That's why, again, I've seen it as well. They can use family, they can use friends. I went into a store. And as example, I just want to give you examples. I bought some trousers, right? I bought some trousers, and the woman was folding up my trousers for me, and she was being all slow. And it's like, all right, yeah, I see them tactics. It's to make you feel a certain way, like you're incompetent. They have to make it. That's it. They have to make you feel like you're incompetent. These are warfare techniques, because if they can make you feel like you're incompetent, then you won't achieve nothing. You won't move, right? I'm thinking about other tactics as well. Directed conversations as well. Oh, I feel sorry for him. What is that? What is that? That's to make you feel like you're lower than you are. Because guess what? You're coming into your manhood. And this society doesn't want you to be a real man. Right? Doesn't want you to be so these are all just tactics. Don't fall for it. Bro, this is how powerful you are and your Habashah is. Right? There's so much to this. Bear with me just a minute. What else would they do as well? If that ain't working, what else would they do? Oh, they have people jump out of cars as well. People jumping out of cars, doing all types of madness. I'm talking about, bro, bodybuilders. I've had the whole lot jump out of cars. Like, I'll just look at, all right, why are you jumping out of a car? Why am I supposed to be scared? They have women that walk past as well. It's early, bro. I've done lessons early in the morning. They have a woman walk past by herself. I wonder why. It's all about framing, because that's what they do. Try to frame. All right? Women walking past, bending over. Right? Oh, just, bro, the whole lot. You would go into the stores, the fake laughing, It's just like, oh man, this is getting real phony. It's like, who put you up to this? I know who put you up. Government agencies. They put you up to it. But guess what? They're not just going to get them destroyed. They're going to get you destroyed and themselves. Right? So let's continue. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily, and they're laying snares as well. We talked about that particular different traps. Yeah, they have cameras. We've done lessons on the fusion center. So when you're traveling, when you're traveling on train, if you travel by train, as soon as you get on that train, just remember they're on their control centers watching everything you're doing, orchestrating it. And there's witches as well there's witches that also go into these fusion centers as well. With these it's not just fusion centers, it's also control centers, which are your train stations. And they're mapping out where you're going. They have this person go here, go there. That's all being mapped out. So basically it's like you're being treated like you're some type of high vigilante type. And guess what? All you're doing is just teaching the Bible. That's all you're doing. Minding your business. That's why I like to go to a non-disclosed. I like to go to places that are, like hidden. Because I mind my business. I'm a very, I'm a very patient, loving, peaceful brother. I don't look for trouble. I don't look for trouble. But these people, they want you to act out a character. Right? And yeah, they're getting paid. So just know that they're getting paid. Don't pay no attention to it. People want to have directed conversations. Put in your headphones. You can't hear what they're saying. Right? Put on your bloody headphones. Right? People want to make noise. They want to do the noise campaigns. Well, I don't know. You start making noise, Sometimes you can match it. And once you start making noise, they will hate that and they'll stop. There's certain tactics, there's certain things you can do. Right? They commune of laying snares privily, they say, who shall see them? So while they're doing all these things, they think that the Heavenly Father doesn't see them. But the scriptures do say the Lord's eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. Oh, he does see it. He does see what they're doing. Everything. Even before you thought that thought. Even before what you done. Even before you put them cameras in those particular spots and places. Even before you installed particular wires. Even before you even rang up your BT services to put in certain things. The Lord saw you do that. Right? Even when you went down that alleyway, right? And installed a particular technology in that alleyway. Right? It's all one big setup. All one big setup. Right? Because obviously you have something they don't have and you're able to see. And once you can see, them demons get upset. Because it's like, now you can see them. Now it's like, they can't fool you. As before, you were being fooled. Now they can't fool you now. That's why they need to do theatre. Right? They need to do theatre because they will try to change your perception of what you see. Then when you see it, guess what? Don't bother confronting them. Don't bother confronting them because you confront these bozos, right? What would they say? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. What are you talking about? That's what they're going to say. I don't know. Yo, what are you talking about? You I've confronted a few people on their little pizza bikes. What did they say? Oh, me don't speak English. Me don't speak English. Right? So hold on. Why the fuck you in the UK then? So hold on a minute. You're doing deliveries, but you don't speak English. So what? Do you have a translator when they're ringing you up? See, bullcrap. These people are being paid. Yeah, even your delivery companies that serve you pizza and chicken, they've been paid to do that. Right? I told you, bro, I'm 10 steps ahead of you. 10 steps. It says they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares. Privily, snares, traps. That's why I say be careful when you're out here. Be very careful. There's many snares out here. There's many landfawns and so forth. Right? But they shoot in secret at the perfect. We went to that. They search out iniquities. They also have technology to do that as well. Search out particular iniquities. And yeah, bro, remember, if these people, they know your father's father's father, your mother's mother's mother, they can search your family line. Right? See what, they do that. Before they put you on this list as well, they search your family. Yes, before they put you on, they don't just put you on a list. They do a lot of studying. They see what makes you tick. They see what don't make you tick. They look at all these things. Then they move in like predators. Because these people, they're the fucking predators. They're predators, by the way. Right? They do that. They do a background search. See who your family are. If you have any ties to, Masonic lodges or anybody in high levels of society, they do all of that. Right? All of it. All right. Then they put you on the program, depending on the circumstance. Okay. And it says, Baba Kishar, they search out iniquities. So they know of certain iniquities, right? Your school, what school you went to, what church, location, all of that. Where you used to walk, where you used to go, all of that. They have all that. They search out iniquities, which goes into the Tavistock agenda, by the way. Look at the Tavistock agenda, right? And the Tavistock Institute, they work with the hospitals. They work with the hospitals. And that was set up, I don't know what date, but they were testing out war patients and the effects of trauma during war, right? And that's why when you have a soldier, the soldiers don't like the sound of fireworks, right? Why? Because that reminds them of war, when they were hearing them bombs go off, right? So even your soldiers were being studied by the Tavistock Institute. What happens, how people react to certain circumstances, which is the Tavistock Institute, which you had different people that were of it. Sigmund Freud was one of them, if I'm saying his name right. Sigmund Freud. You had Kurt Lewin, and you had many others as well, that studied the effects of the human mind and how one reacts in different circumstances, which is all a part of the Tavistock Institute. And these were high-level witches, by the way. These were psychologists. Who you talk about Tavistock? Who do you think? These are psychologists, man. These are psychologists, okay, that were part of the Tavistock Institute. Okay. That's why it says, Baba Kishar, and they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search of a background search, man. Who are you? What you're doing? And also, what's another word? What's another word? Your social background, your social economic background, where you go, what you do, how you deal with situations. They study all of it, right? And they try to map that out, right? And it says, accomplish a diligent search, but both the inward of thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. So yeah, they have the technology to do this, man. And all that ties into the AI, by the way, artificial technology. The reason why it's so easy to track you, follow you, do certain things, it's just through artificial technology, because they have that on the side. And yeah, your government agencies have that basically now. They use that to their advantage. Okay. You can change your phone. Now, I got on a newspaper. I tried getting, another time I do a video, a particular phone you can get where they can't track. Yes, a particular phone where they can't track. I tried to get this information up another time. A particular phone you can get, a particular laptop, a special laptop as well, and a special type of software where they're not hacking into. I'm going to look into it. And once you do that, it'll make their job much more difficult, because the reason why they're able to do and counteract is because they're able to tap into these phones and so forth. Now, you could change that, but that's up to you. I'm not going to tell you, that's up to you, innit? Right? Because if you do that, it would just make their job a little bit more difficult. Because sometimes we make their job too easy for them. Right? So we went into that, Baba Kishar. But yeah, I'm going to shut off here. And yeah, this is a part of this. That's how they sabotage. That's what they do. Right? Gather intel, spread the intel with your face on it as well. Make up rubbish and what anybody thinks they think, and from there. But by them doing that, that's putting you in danger. That's putting you in a lot of danger as well. The targeted video in danger, because you got mad people out there. You're just putting things on these lists, and you may have someone that's very, mad, and they may do anything. So these people, we're putting you in harm's way, right? We don't care about the public. Lord, whether this was edifying, Lord, whether I wasn't rambling too much. And this shows you what sabotage is. And yeah, main advice, don't sabotage yourself. Move with discretion. And you may see particular individuals, targeted individuals, they may seem a bit, how comes his mind ain't working today? Because remember, they're also using technology on you. They're weaponizing it against you. They have technology that can make you feel lethargic. They can make you feel lethargic. Yeah, they're doing that as well. They can make you feel lethargic. They can make you feel angry. right? They try to deprive you of sleep. So these are basically torture techniques. They're torturing you, right? With government money and taxpayers' money. And they're letting other people get involved as well and do that. So when these things are happening, they want you to self-destruct. That's why you have to be in these scriptures as much as possible. Because I always say this is above one's pay grade and you can't do it by yourself, right? They have a government agency, but because they're not strong enough, they obviously they don't believe in their judicial system, so they also have to use people that are part of companies, corporations, businesses as well to come at you. They need to use children, disabled people, cars, military helicopters, ambulances, I've even seen postmen, dustbin men, everything, all of that they need to use. That's called sabotage. But don't sabotage yourself. Stay spiritual, and the Lord Yahushua is going to deal with the rest. Until the next time, shalom.